Hello, sweet viewers. Annyeong, that means hi in Korean. I'm Christine from Kimbap TV, empowering you to live a happier and safer life, especially if you're a fellow domestic violence survivor. One of the things that I found the most empowering when I left my abusive relationship was taking small yet intentional steps toward freeing myself from negative memories. If you're like me, you may have things scattered throughout your home that can remind you of your ex. And before you know it, they take you down a rabbit hole of triggering thoughts. Well, today I want to share a few examples of the steps I've taken to rewrite my narrative in a more positive way. I hope this gives you some ideas on how you can also let go of the things that are currently weighing you down. Let's get started. When I first left my abuser, I couldn't leave my house because everything I saw became a trigger. When I noticed a specific make and model of a car on the road, I got super anxious and worried that my ex could be following me. When I went to a restaurant, the TVs in the bar would play a certain sports game, and I'd freeze up. My mind took me back to a game that we went to together. Later that night was when he brutally assaulted me. Even at home, I couldn't escape certain triggers. A can of Spam took me back to me making dinner for my ex in her kitchen. That night, he blew up because he said I did something wrong. I could still vividly recall the hurtful names he'd call me and the violent behavior he threatened me with. A Tiffany necklace he bought me for our Paegil, which means 100th anniversary in Korean, transported me back to the moment when he choked me to the point where I stopped breathing. That beautiful piece of jewelry no longer held warm and thoughtful memories. It became a symbol for my suffocation. I think my cousin saw how much certain things in the house triggered me, so she started taking them away. She didn't want me to look at stuff that would make me sad and even offered to sell some of my jewelry. At first, I strongly resisted because I think in some sick way I wanted to hang on to these toxic memories. But slowly I started to realize how unhealthy that was for me. So letting go became one of my first steps towards self-empowerment. And that sparked another idea. A gift I had cherished the most was a Louis Vuitton wallet that my abuser's father gave me. I always wanted a Louis Vuitton gift and finally had one. But after what happened, I couldn't look at that wallet anymore because it carried with it so many hurtful memories. So I asked my cousin to drive me to South Coast Plaza, a giant mall in Orange County. We walked into the beautiful Louis Vuitton store there and I asked to speak with the manager. When he greeted me, I told him my story. I said I wanted a Louis Vuitton gift for a very long time and finally received one a few months ago. But I became a domestic violence survivor and now this gift is so triggering. I told him that I didn't want my very first Louis Vuitton item to be associated with such negativity and was hoping he could help me to change that. I had already used this wallet and knew the store had a policy on not accepting returns on used items. But that manager was so kind. He listened to my story and I could see the sympathy in his eyes. He then led me over to the register and gave me full credit for my wallet. He told me to choose anything I wanted from the store and he would apply the credit. So I chose this beautiful, never full bag and paid the difference, which was a fraction of the total cost. The feeling I had when I walked out of that store was unreal. I don't think I truly understood the meaning of empowerment until then. I transformed from a victim who was constantly told how worthless she was to a survivor who decided to own her story and change her outcome. This, you guys, is so much more than a purse to me. It's a symbol of perseverance and strength. It also reminds me of the impact that the kindness of a stranger can make. And it motivates me to keep taking steps forward and continue rewriting my narrative. So I hope this inspires you to keep taking positive steps too. Take a look around your closet today. Is there something that's still holding you back? If so, what can you do about it? Could you bless someone else by donating it or reselling it? Can you empower yourself by free throwing it into the dumpster? I've actually done that with some valuables myself and it felt awesome because by doing so, I'm putting more value on myself than on any of these tangible things that my ex paid good money for. Let me know by commenting below if you have a similar story to share. And if you liked this video, please share it with a friend and encourage them to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Stay strong, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.